Welcome. But listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is something most men never notice. Yet it changes everything in how a woman feels around you. Imagine this. You're standing close to a woman. Maybe you're talking. Maybe you're laughing. Maybe it's quiet for just a moment. And suddenly, her breathing changes. Her eyes soften. Her body language shifts. Not because of money, not because of looks, not because of some cheesy line you heard online, but because of one small place on her body that triggers a powerful emotional reaction almost instantly. Most men completely miss it. They chase attention, they try to impress, they talk too much, they try to be funny, confident, mysterious, everything at once. And in doing that, they ignore the simplest human truth about attraction. Real connection isn't loud. It's subtle. It happens in tiny moments, in quiet signals, in small gestures that make someone feel seen. If you understand those moments, women feel something around you that they can't easily explain. But if you miss them, you become just another guy she forgets. Before we go deeper into this, take 1 second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because the things we talk about here are the kinds of insights most men only learn after years of confusion, rejection, and wasted time. Now here's the truth. Women feel attraction differently than men. For many men, attraction is visual, quick, direct. But for women, attraction often starts with emotion and comfort. Her mind asks a silent question. Do I feel safe and excited around this man? And the answer to that question often comes from body language, not words. There is a place on her body that is incredibly sensitive to emotional signals. When a man understands how to interact with that space respectfully and naturally, it can trigger a feeling of closeness almost instantly. Not because it's magic, but because human beings are wired to respond to connection. Think about the difference between a cold handshake and a warm, calm presence. One feels empty, the other feels powerful without saying a single word. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. The men who naturally understand this never seem desperate. They never chase attention. Instead, women lean toward them. Conversations last longer, smiles appear more easily, and sometimes a woman doesn't even realize why she suddenly feels drawn to him, because the moment happened so quietly, so naturally, that it slipped right past her conscious mind. And the surprising part? The place that creates this reaction isn't something most men expect. In fact, when you finally notice it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. In movies, in real life, in every moment when tension suddenly turns into attraction. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now picture this moment. You're sitting next to a woman, maybe at a cafe, maybe walking together, maybe standing close during a conversation. She says something. You listen, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but actually listening. Most men think attraction comes from talking, but often it comes from presence. And this is where that powerful place on her body begins to matter. Her hands. Yes, her hands. It sounds simple. Too simple, maybe. But the hands are one of the strongest emotional communication points in the human body. Think about it. A handshake can feel confident or weak. A gentle touch can feel comforting or awkward. Holding someone's hand can instantly create a sense of closeness. Human beings have thousands of nerve endings in their hands. Our brains are wired to connect emotion with touch in that area. That's why when a woman feels comfortable letting her hands be close to yours, it means something. But here's the mistake many men make. They rush. They grab. They force. They try to create a moment that hasn't naturally happened yet. And the moment dies immediately. Confidence is not force. Confidence is calm awareness. The man who understands attraction doesn't rush physical contact. Instead, he lets moments grow naturally. Maybe you're both laughing about something. Maybe she lightly touches your arm while making a point. Maybe your hands briefly brush while reaching for something. These moments are small, but powerful. When your response is relaxed and natural, her mind registers something important. This man is comfortable, and comfort creates emotional safety. When a woman feels safe around you, her guard slowly lowers. Her body language opens, her tone softens. That's when connection starts to build. But remember something important. This is not about tricks. It's about awareness. If she pulls away, you respect it. If she keeps the moment natural, you keep it natural too. The strongest men don't chase contact, they allow it to happen. And when it does, they stay calm, steady, grounded. That calm energy travels through the smallest gestures. Even something as simple as briefly holding her hand while guiding her through a crowded place can create a surprising emotional spark. Not because it's dramatic, but because it feels real, and real moments are rare. In a world full of men trying too hard, the man who moves slowly, respectfully, and confidently becomes unforgettable. Because he isn't trying to take something, he's creating an experience. And when a woman feels that kind of presence, sometimes her reaction is immediate. Her smile lingers. Her eyes stay on you longer. Her body moves slightly closer without thinking, all from a moment most men would rush and completely ruin. And what makes this even more powerful is that the hands are only the beginning. Because there is another place, even more emotionally connected, that reveals exactly how she feels around you. Now let me reveal something most men completely miss. The one place on her body that can make her lose control in just 3 seconds. It's not her lips. It's not her chest. It's not even the obvious places men are constantly taught to chase. It's her neck. The skin there is soft, sensitive, exposed, and her brain associates subtle touches or even just focused attention in that area with safety, intimacy, and trust. Think about it. The neck is vulnerable. It's a place most people instinctively protect. That's why when a woman allows you to gently brush her hair away from it or lightly graze it while talking, it triggers something deep in her subconscious. It's primal, emotional, magnetic. But here's the catch. You cannot force it. You cannot just reach for it like some move in a movie. That destroys the moment instantly. The man who understands this moves with awareness. He notices the small openings, a hair falling across her shoulder, a laugh where her head tilts slightly, a glance that lingers just long enough. And then, in that subtle moment, he makes contact. Just a small, respectful touch. Not lingering too long, not desperate. Just enough for her senses to register it. Her heart rate subtly increases. Her mind can't explain why. And suddenly, she feels drawn to you. This is the power most men never understand. Women feel more with their subconscious than with conscious thought. And the neck, it's a gateway. It's not about dominance. It's about trust and connection. The more she feels safe, the more intense her response becomes. And this is where most men fail. They either ignore her cues or overdo it. They think attraction is about showing off, being funny, or being forceful. But the truth is, attraction grows quietly, almost invisibly, in these small moments of respect and awareness. The right touch at the right time can create instant tension, instant closeness, and instant attraction. It's almost unfair how simple it is. But here's the beauty. Once you notice it, once you understand the timing, the subtlety, the calm presence, you start seeing every woman respond to the same small gestures. And when she does respond, her body language speaks before her words. Her breathing changes. Her lips part slightly. Her eyes linger longer. And the tiniest smile forms. All of this, without a single cheesy line, without chasing, without trying to impress. Because attraction isn't about being loud. It's about being subtle, aware, and present. And when you understand how to engage her at that small but powerful point, you create a reaction that most men spend years trying to fake, unsuccessfully. You see, real attraction isn't learned from advice. It's felt. And the neck is the key. Here's where most men completely blow it, and why so many never get the reaction they want, even when they know about the neck. It's not enough to just touch or notice it. Timing, energy, and context are everything. Think about it. If a woman is stressed, distracted, or feels unsafe, no touch will trigger anything. She will pull back instantly, and if you push, you've lost her trust forever. But if she's relaxed, laughing, leaning into your presence, her body is already open. Her subconscious is quietly asking, can I trust him? Does he make me feel safe? And that's your moment. It's not a move. It's not a technique. It's a state of awareness. When you maintain calm confidence, when your energy is steady and grounded, that small touch on her neck, or even just the way you gently brush a strand of hair aside, ignites a chemical reaction. Her body starts releasing dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline. She feels drawn to you in ways she can't fully explain. And here's the thing most men don't realize. It's not just about sexual attraction. It's emotional magnetism. You can create a bond, a pull, a tension that makes her notice you over every other man in the room, just by being aware of how subtle your presence interacts with hers. But this requires patience. It requires self-control. The men who rush, who are impatient, who chase the reaction, they destroy it. Real attraction is quiet. It's invisible to the untrained eye. You might be standing there, smiling and talking, and she's feeling something intense, while her words seem casual. This is where you become different. The men who master this are rarely forgettable. Women remember them. They notice how he makes them feel. Not what he says, not what he does overtly. And it works because most men ignore this. They overcomplicate things. They rely on scripts. They think physical attraction comes from grand gestures. But the truth is, it comes from small, meaningful interactions that respect boundaries and awaken curiosity. Every time she notices you paying attention to the little things, her hair, her hands, the tilt of her head, her mind starts connecting, her body starts responding. And when the neck comes into play at the perfect moment, that spark turns into electricity. The chemistry is undeniable. It's not manipulation, it's awareness, it's emotional intelligence. And the beauty is, the more you practice this naturally, the more you don't even need to think about it. She starts leaning in, touching you lightly, laughing more freely, and subtly seeking more of your presence. This is how you become unforgettable. This is how attraction happens without chasing, without tricks, without desperation. And once you feel that reaction, you'll understand something most men never will. The power of subtlety is far greater than the power of showmanship. Now let's go deeper, because this is where most men completely misunderstand what makes her lose control. It's not the touch alone, it's the energy behind it. Think about it. A careless hand on her shoulder can feel awkward. A rushed gesture on her neck can feel invasive. But when you're present, calm, and confident, even the smallest movement can make her body react instantly. It's all about intention. Women feel your intention before they even consciously notice the touch. And when your intention is respectful, grounded, and emotionally aware, it sends a signal to her brain. This man makes me feel safe and alive. Her subconscious responds before she can even think. That's why her breathing changes, her eyes linger, and her body shifts subtly toward you. Here's a mental image to help you understand. Imagine she's a flower. Most men try to yank her open forcefully, but the right man, he simply leans in with awareness, allows her to bloom naturally, and she responds without even realizing it. And that's exactly what happens when you engage her through the neck with calm confidence. But notice something important. Timing is everything. You don't touch her neck in the middle of a tense conversation. You don't rush it after she's just met you. You wait for moments of trust, relaxation, and connection. A glance, a laugh, a hair brushing her shoulder. These are the cues you watch for. And when you act in alignment with her energy, the effect is instant. The incredible thing is how subtle this is. She may not even consciously register why she's suddenly feeling warmth, attraction, or tension, but her body knows. Her brain knows, and it reacts automatically. Now here's the ultimate secret most men never realize. It's not about perfection. It's not about rehearsed moves. It's about being fully aware of her reactions and adjusting in real time. A light touch, a moment of connection, a calm presence, and suddenly, she feels a pull she can't resist. This is why some men seem to have an almost magnetic effect on women. It's not luck. It's not luck or looks. It's subtle, consistent, emotionally intelligent behavior, focused on one of the most sensitive places on her body. And when done correctly, it triggers a response that happens in seconds. 3 seconds, sometimes less. Her body reacts before her mind can even process it. This is power most men don't even know exists. And once you feel it happen for the first time, you'll never go back to clumsy, loud, or desperate attempts at attraction, because now you understand the truth. Attraction isn't about what you say. It's about how you make her feel, quietly, subtly, and deeply. The neck is the gateway. Awareness is the key. Timing is the trigger. And when all three align, you're no longer just another man in her life. You become unforgettable. Here's the final truth that separates ordinary men from men women can't stop thinking about. It's not just noticing her neck, it's amplifying the effect naturally, without ever seeming pushy, awkward, or desperate. The first step is presence. You cannot fake it. You cannot force it. You need to be fully grounded in the moment with her, not thinking about what to say next, not trying to impress, just aware of her energy, her reactions, and the subtle shifts in her body. The second step is subtle connection. When she laughs, when she tilts her head, when a strand of hair brushes her shoulder, these are your cues. You respond naturally, you let your hand hover lightly, you brush it away gently. You create a spark without overtly trying to create one. The third step is rhythm. You match her pace, her breathing, her gestures. Attraction is like music. If you rush, it feels jarring. If you slow down and match the rhythm, every tiny touch feels electric. Her subconscious notices. Her body responds. Her mind struggles to explain why she feels drawn to you. And here's what's incredible. The effect multiplies over time. One small, natural touch in the right moment creates chemistry. Repeat this subtly and consistently, and she begins associating your presence with comfort, excitement, and emotional tension all at once. Most men fail here. They think attraction is immediate. They think one move will make her fall. But real magnetism is gradual, invisible, and cumulative. The neck is the trigger, but your calm, confident awareness is the amplifier. When you combine the right touch, perfect timing, and grounded energy, something almost magical happens. She can't stop noticing you. She thinks about you when you're not around. Her reactions are immediate, even if she doesn't understand why. And remember, this is not manipulation. It's awareness, presence, and emotional intelligence applied naturally. The difference between a man who feels invisible and a man she can't forget often comes down to this single principle. The men who master this are unforgettable, not because they are perfect, but because they make women feel something rare, deep, and instinctive. The neck is your key. Awareness is your power. Timing is your trigger. And when all three align, you become someone she reacts to instinctively, emotionally, and irresistibly. If you take this seriously and practice it consistently, you won't just understand attraction, you'll own it. Every glance, every laugh, every small interaction becomes a tool to create connection that most men spend a lifetime chasing and never find. This is the secret they never teach you. The one place, the right awareness, the perfect timing that makes her lose control in seconds. And now that you know, it's up to you to use it wisely, respectfully, and intentionally. Because once you do, you'll see why women respond to the subtle, grounded man far more than the loud, desperate one ever could. This isn't just attraction. This is influence. This is power. This is the difference between being forgotten and being unforgettable.